we can get rid of those. We don't need those back up anymore. Those games are over, but we are going to talk about them. How is everybody doing? Hope everyone is well. Big up to you all in the chat. Smash the like button. Let's talk Tottenham is a new show I'm trying to do. Just do it once or twice. Maybe we could do it every day. Just have a little chinwag, right? It's just you guys can ask me some questions. I can ask you guys some questions. First of all, how is everyone doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was a little bit rushed. Yeah, I went for a run this morning. That's a great idea. Oh, I'm absolutely shattered. Big up to you all. Mate, we can hear your PC ping. Can you? What can you hear? Is it my mic? If you can hear stuff, I do apologise. It might be the microphone. Maybe I'll turn the mic down. Maybe it's picking up my mouse click. Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, big up to you guys. Hope you're all doing well. As I say, please smash likes. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. But let's talk Tottenham, right? I mean, Saturday night, I think we all went into that thinking, we're getting battered. I don't think there was many Spurs fans. Oh, okay. Apologies for that. I'm not sure how to change that. So if it happens again, just give us a shout and I'll try and fix it. Look, questions are going to be asked, right? I say questions are going to be asked. I thought we were brilliant against Man City. Actually, no, I thought we were excellent. I think that's the fair bit to say. We were absolutely excellent against Manchester City. How do I close that out? So I can see. We were absolutely excellent against Man City. I can't fault one player. Even the subs. I can't fault them. I thought even when Bergvall came on, I thought he looked sharp. He looked up for it. Even with the likes of Timo Werner, Brennan Johnson, both did their part for the fourth goal. So I sit back and I think, do you know what? That's what I want to see from Tottenham. That's what I want to see from Tottenham. And I put a poll up there. Has your opinion of Ange Postecoglou changed after that result? And the reason why I asked that question is because I see so much stuff on the internet and I see so much from YouTubers that sort of want to go, well, there you go, point proven. Well, hang on a minute. Let's wait for that because I think it's very easy to... it's very, very easy for us to just say things like that. That's fine. People are allowed their opinions. I would never ask anyone to change their opinion for anybody. Never. That's not how it works. That's not how I want it ever to be, right? Ever to be. For me, all I want to see is the C word, the consistency word. We talk about consistency all the time, right? All the time. We talk about consistency. Now, I want to see that. Because beating Man City is great. And I tell you what, yesterday, Saturday, what a day. What a weekend. To go to the Etihad and win 4-0. I don't think Pep Guardiola has conceded 4 goals at home at Man City. So regardless, what a result. For me, always got to be about the next one now. For me, it's all well and good beating Man City. But if you go and lose to Fulham and Bournemouth back to back, null and void, right? For me, who's that? Yeah, someone remove that absolute bellend out of the chat. Absolute idiot. For me, yeah, it's all about consistency, right? Complete and utter. It's all about consistency. Go and win the next couple of games, and you start getting a run of games and a run of form on. And that's what I want to see. Let's have a quick look at Chinwag in the chat firstly before we carry on. Big up Rinketic in the chat. First, as always, big up to you. Exactly, let's talk football. That's what it's all about. Let's talk football. I don't want to talk any other crap apart from football. That's the whole point of this channel. Big up Nige as always, one of my real ones. I'll get back to you after this stream about some artwork for yourself, my friend. I haven't forgotten. I just keep forgetting to get on with it with you, my friend. But I will get it. Big up Bella in the chat. Kiwi Spurs, big up to you, my friend. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Who else we got? We got the Spurs podcast. Carl, my friend, real top bloke. Go over and subscribe to the Spurs podcast. Go over and subscribe to Pure Coys with Nige. Go and subscribe to everyone in there. Sav's in the chat. Go and subscribe to the coffee company. Guys, get your links in the chat. Make the whole point for me, I've always said, spread the love, share the community, right? Help each other out. The one thing I always see a lot of, everyone wants to try and, everyone's striving. It's hard, right? The grind in YouTube is hard. Everyone go and help each other out. That's the key bit, man. Spread the love. No, everyone should be allowed to promote on my channel. I would never not let anyone promote on my channel. It's the one thing I always hear people, and they're very anti-promotion and stuff. Nah, push your crap out, spread it, man. That's how it should be, man. I think people, we're so enclosed in society and stuff. This isn't a football thing, it's a societal thing. Gosh, this is getting really deep. I do apologise. Yeah, the hoodie's good, man. My Ralph Lauren, man. I love my Ralph Lauren polo. It's really big. It's lovely. It's perfect for Christmas because it's really thick and warm. I think what we hear, people just make videos about each other. People want to be their opinion to be so right all the time that all we hear, man, all we hear is negativity. And I just get a bit like, come on, man. There's times in life we get things wrong. There's times in life we get things wrong. But we all want the greater good for this football club. Whether or not we all have different ideologies on how it's going to work, we all want the same thing. And I think that bit really becomes important, right? And I think that's the bit people don't understand. I think if I turn that off, that might solve the problem, Rinketic. I think I may have just found it on my mixer thing. It's all different than Streamlabs to Streamlabs. So I'm still getting used to it, so I do apologise. But I think I fixed it, so you shouldn't get the desktop notifications come through. Hopefully. Ben's security camera. Honestly, Ben is a proper mod father, man. This man just floats about, just modding, just taking people out. Don't give Ben the satisfaction to do that. Yeah, look, can we stop talking about other YouTubers like that, man? Like Simon Hill. Come on, man. Let's not do that. Henry. Let's not do stuff like that, man. Like Henry. Look, always got to. Look, I'll back Henry. Yeah. Look, whether or not where he's taken his movements to what he wants to do, that's his choice. I'm not going to sit here and slag other YouTubers off. Henry was one of the first people that helped me when I started. He got me onto his channel when he had a load of subscribers, and I grew very quickly because of that when I first started. So I'm not going to sit there and slander Henry. Henry did a lot for me, man. Henry did a lot for me when I started at YouTube. He gave me a platform on his big channel to help me grow, man. No, I know you're joking. I know you're joking, mate. But it's not. The problem is it's not about that now. Like the problem is people. The problem is people take those levels of things and take it to heart. I know. I'm not suggesting you're being serious. I know you're taking the mick, and it's fine. But the problem is there's a lot of people now that think it's acceptable to just go into other people's chat, slag off other people. I'm not saying you were, but people are just getting way too carried away with it. And the problem is we've kind of all have to dial down ourselves. We all have to take a look in the mirror at some point with all of this. This isn't an individual thing, right? And Bella's right. It's just become toxic. One person could say your joke could be taken misconstrued and all that lot. And I think that's the bit for me. We used to just have a bit of a laugh together. Like, you could have a laugh with that, but that's fine. But some people are going taking it way, way too far. But look, anyway, let's talk about football. I don't want to be talking about this crap because it seems to be plaguing the internet in general. It's becoming, comment sections are becoming as bad as the likes of Twitter. People are being just nasty to it. It's just, we're growing into a society where being nasty about each other is accepted, and it shouldn't be. But anyway, ignore that. Let's talk football. No, mate. No, listen. No, it's all respect, right? It's all respect. That's all I'm saying. I'm not having a go. I'm not having a go at anybody to speak their mind. That's good. That's what we live in society for. Big up, Phil P. Big up to you, my friend. Phil P. Are you the bingo king? I don't think so. Big up, my friend. Hope you are doing well, man. Now, listen, I think that's the key, but you make a great point. We should be buzzing about Saturday still. We should be enjoying it. Use that energy now to move to, use that energy needs to be pushed on to Roma on Thursday, Fulham on Sunday, and just consistency. Keep on winning. Guys, if you want any questions as well, throw your questions into the chat as well. That'll be cool. Put a Q as well. It just keeps it simple so I know when, and then I'll answer them as and when they come through, man. And we can go through. And also, guys, we've got 12 likes. Can we quickly get that to 20 likes immediately? That would be lovely. Mate, Phil, I might come later. I might come later, but I always win. Yeah, look, do you know what? Carl's made a good point. Let's ask that. I'll ask you guys the first question before you guys ask me some questions. What would you do with the team on Thursday? Would you change it, or would you change that 11 for Thursday against Roma, or do you retain it? Do you retain that 11 for Thursday? I think I think you should I don't think we change it. I think give that 11 a go again. Put Romero on the bench on Thursday. Maybe you can bring him back along on the weekend on Sunday. But I think you've just got to give these players the due and their respect on playing it. So that's my opinion. You guys might have a different one. That's all great. I have a question. Do you think Arteta will win a trophy? Yeah. I mean, if they can, I'm intrigued, right? I'm intrigued because we hear a lot about Arsenal, and it's incredible, isn't it? When people get called Arsenal fans, but when you actually moan about the actual Arsenal and itself, I mean that video was hilarious. I mean the choice of cutting up certain parts was quite incredible. But yeah, no, Arsenal should be winning stuff now. They're at a position they should be winning stuff. No, I know it went over my head. I know what you were trying. I know you were trying to do. I'm just saying. Big up, Phil P. How was the painting? You don't think you got some on your top? Ah, man, it's part of it, man. It's even on the back. I think it's on the back somewhere. Yeah, it's all on the back. It's quite a cool one. It's called Style, Phil P. I don't walk around in a big yellow jacket. That's the difference, my friend. Ooh, burn. Joking. I love your yellow jacket, my friend. Probably play Bentancur, rest Bissouma. Yeah, do you know what? That's a good shout. I think I'd concede on that. I think Bentancur. I think bringing Bentancur in makes sense because otherwise the problem you've got with him is the more and more he doesn't play. The more and more Bentancur doesn't play, the less and less match fit he becomes. Right? I think that's really really important. I think he will play. I think that's a good shout. I think Bissouma for Bentancur makes a lot of sense against Roma. So I think that's a good shout. I like that one. Any other questions? Yeah, no Arsenal questions. We don't want Arsenal. Phil P, what's your jacket this time? Have you got a purple one this time? So that'll be it. I want to know your jacket of choice, Phil P. And as always, guys, so I put a poll out, and at the moment, leading on the poll is, has your opinion of Ange changed after this weekend? And 67% of you have said, to an extent, but needs to see more. And I think that's the same where I'm at. I don't think he's massively changed the needle for me. For me, what I want to see, though, is if he can do this over a period. The one thing I'll always say about Ange is he can win a big game. But the problem is it's not necessarily that big game I worry about. It's the games before and after it normally is my problem. We can win a big game. We beat Aston Villa last season 4-1 comfortably at their place. But we lost, I think, either side of them. That's the key bit for me. And I think that's the main bit for me that we need to be really, really talking about it. Big up Josh who's just come in. Welcome, mate. Hope you're well. What was it? I was just about to say something, and now I've just lost my train of thought. Joshua came in and completely changed my mindset. I'm blaming Josh for that one. Phil P's thrown a question. What are your thoughts on Kulu from Saturday and his season overall? Good question. Kulusevski, I think, has been really, really good and really consistent to a patch. Ben can spam. Ben is the only person that can spam in the chat and it's accepted. KDL, get the KDL in the chat. KDL. Get your KDL t-shirts, man. Jesus, honestly, don't. If I speak, look, for me, Kulu's been probably consistent enough. The one thing, what I will say though, is his output needs to be a little bit more. That may be being a bit too much, but maybe I think that would be interesting. But I think I can't slander Kulu. I think he's been really good. The one thing what I will say about Kulusevski is for that first goal, I think everyone talks about what a great cross it was. The one thing that I really liked what Kulu done was the press on Vardial. For me, I thought that was everything that embodied what we needed in that game. And he pressed hard, won the ball off Vardial, could have easily lost that and gone out for a throw-in easily. Does well, whips a great ball in and Maddison taps it in. So, yeah, look, credit to Kulu. I think he's been really good. James say, big up James Flowers. How are you doing, my friend? It's a long time since we spoke. Hope you're well, mate. People are saying Ange needs to win more games, but it was the same under Conte, 1 win and 1 loss. The one thing though with Conte is we drew a handful, didn't we though, James? And I think it's the consistency is the key bit. Go and win a few more. We don't draw games, right? Those games where we lose, we don't nick a point is, I think, a key bit. I think under Conte, we used to nick a result when we weren't playing very well. For me, when we play well, we get a result. When we play badly, we usually get beat. And it's just changing that moment. But look, listen. Credit where credit's due. Yes, Saturday was brilliant. Carl saying Pep loves him. Maybe a bid in the summer. Looks like a rebuild at City. Who was that for? For Kulusevski was that for? Sorry, you need a little bit of context. I missed that bit. Was that for Kulu? I look at Kulu into that Man City team. I actually don't really know where you play him. You're not going to drop De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? I think I would look at that and go, where does he play? Where does he fit in that team? That would be my question. Not saying that they wouldn't want him. He's a good player. But the question is where does he fit in all of it? Big up Vinny Rowley. How are you doing, my friend? Long time no speak. Ringhead is saying, is there any manager you would like? That's a good question. I'll put that in. I'll also ask you guys in the chat on that one. That's a good question. Do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? There's a handful of managers. I want to keep it very much to the level of like respectable in the sense of like who I think if the manager went tomorrow, who would we get in? I'd look at the likes of maybe a Nagelsmann. I wanted Nagelsmann. I wanted Nagelsmann when we sacked Conte. Even though he's not done great, I still think someone like a Glasner would do really well with the squad that we've got. Maybe not doing great at the moment, but I think he would do well with the squad we've got. I've got big admirations of Thomas Frank. I think what he's done at Brentford is nigh on incredible, and I think he doesn't get the respect he probably deserves. I think people look at Thomas Frank and go, oh well, where do they finish it anywhere? They don't do much. They've got one of the smallest budgets in the league, and that's not a joke. Brentford have one of the smallest budgets in the league, and so I've got to say credit to someone like him. I'm a big fan of Iraola at Bournemouth. I think, again, another manager that has come in, got a group of players and has got them playing some very, very nice football. Michel at Girona, another manager I would love at Spurs. I think he's a very, very good manager. Would get the best out of a lot of our players. There's managers out there. Ben's saying Roger Smith is another good manager. Another good manager. There's managers out there, right? So whenever I always hear, who can you get over Ange? There's a lot of managers that I would get in. And by the way, I'm not talking about that we sack Ange for someone else. I think let's play it out. I think one of the things is I always get this question, are you Ange in? Are you Ange out? No, I'm neither. I'm neither for me. For me, the manager will get himself sacked if he doesn't win games of football. And I think that's the key bit for me. That's the key bit. I think the whole Ange in, Ange out argument is pointless. I think it's genuinely I think it's personally pointless having that conversation because it makes no difference. Your opinion on the matter makes no bearing on anything that will happen, right? No bearing. So we can sit here and go, I'm Ange in, I'm Ange out. Who cares? All that's become now, all that has become right now, it's a divisive tool. That's what it's become. All just screaming Ange in, Ange out is just become a divisive tool where we can all fight each other about. I'm just going to do something quickly. I'm going to unlock that and I'm going to put that in the top right corner. Oh, that's not helpful. I'll put it top left then. I'll put it just up there. That'll do. I feel like it's blocking half my head. I'll put that there. Big up to all the 25 guys in here. Who's next? I'm just skipping down. Full ball. How you doing, my friend? Long time. Perchy, where have you been this entire time? Mate, I took some time off. Sorted a lot of things out in my life. Had a lot of things to sort out. Sorted them. I'm back just to have a debate and a conversation about football. And that is all this is going to be. Bit of football manager. And make sure at 3 o'clock UK time, you head over to the channel because the start of Perchy to Glory begins. We will be back with Perchy to Glory. I'm really excited to do it. Make sure you come over. It's going to be a real chilled 2, maybe 3 hours at a time. And we will just do it sporadically. And we'll just keep the series going. We'll be doing 2 or 3 hours at a time, man. Who's next? I've just gone through. One thing I can't do is I can't pin comments now, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Bella saying what Kulu does against big teams, he needs to do against lower teams. I agree. I absolutely agree, mate. Absolutely agree. I think one thing with Kulu, what I'll always say, what we need to do with that with Kulu is consistency. And it's always back to that same word, consistency. Go and do it now against Roma. Go and do it against Fulham. Yada, yada, yada. I think that's a key bit. Yeah, Josh, Roma is on Thursday night. So make sure you're there. That's going to be a good one. We'll do a watch along for that. Why not? It is what it is. Question, are you getting Sava a KDL t-shirt for Christmas? Sava can get his own KDL t-shirt. I don't need to get him one. He can get himself one. He can join the KDL army. Ben saying a big team will come in for Kulusevski this summer. Not elite level Real, but he would suit a Bayern. Mate, I think Kulu at a Bayern Munich would suit him to the T. I think that's a good shout there, Ben. I think someone like yeah, I agree. Bang on. I think someone like that. I don't think we'll sell him, though. I think if any one of our so-called bigger players leaves, I think it will be Romero. If any of our bigger players leaves in the summer, I think it's Romero. Now, how much would you take for Romero? What would be your cut-off point? Would it be 50, 60, 70, 80 million? Let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts on Romero. If a big came in and you would have to say accept, who would it be? Let me know. Big up Carl. By the way, how spent does Carl Walker look after getting run past all the time? Yeah, look, Carl Walker's losing a lot of pace. I mean, it is what it is, right? That's normal, right? That's normal for me. I think when you get older, you lose that yard of pace. Let's not change it, man. Romero's been a very, very, very... not Romero. Carl Walker's been an absolute elite pro for years, man. And, look, yeah, you got to remember, though, you got to bear in mind, Werner had just come on the pitch. He'd been on the pitch for about 5 minutes. Carl Walker had played all game. I think it's a little bit unfair with that part. But I get the gist of what you're saying. Hashtag Flabber. James is even better looking than me. Yeah, James is a top bloke. Real nice bloke, James. Real good debate. Agree or disagree with him. You can have a real conversation with him. Let me skip down a bit. We need to do an FM save. James, mate, we're going to be doing one on the stream, man. But if it goes well and we get a good growth in the channel because of it, I'll do like a community thing or something like that. It'd be really cool. I'll be up for that. The only thing with that is it really takes a lot of energy to do, especially in a big community version of it. I've always wanted to do a Premier League, but with 20 people managing every team. But it takes a lot of time, a lot of willpower. Everyone's got to be available at the same time. So, yeah, I'd be up for it, but I would have to set it up properly. Full ball purchase. Why do you support Espanyol and not Barcelona? Look, I'll be honest. I like Espanyol out here because it's a smaller club. Barcelona's it was mainly down to finances, and also Espanyol playing blue and white as the Spurs. So it had that kind of Spurs link in that sense. But also the tickets are half the price. So it was like, oh, why not go and watch them down there? And it's a really nice ground. I have been to Barcelona. I went and watched Barcelona-Sevilla this season. What a game of football that was, man. Barcelona destroyed Sevilla. Absolutely battered him. They finished 4-1 on the day. 4 or 5-1. It was a really good result. But yeah, that's why. What's it? Well, I'm gonna make a tag video on your opinion. But do what you do it. Why not? I'll do it. I'll respond just for the views, man. We'll make a fake beef. Why not? I'm up for that. Fake beef it. Who else we've got? Yeah, I agree about Kulu's output. His output's not as great, but he's playing well. He's good. Yeah, kind of a second team football, Espanyol, but I'll go and watch him on time to time. I'll watch him on telly. They got battered by Girona on Saturday. They played at the same time as Spurs, so I did a joint watch along. It was a good laugh. And talking about Romero, we can get 80 for Romero, 100 for Romero. I don't know if we get 100 for Romero. I don't think Romero is 100 million pounds. I don't know. Not for me. I don't think he gets 100. I think if you got 80 mil from now, I'd take it. If an offer came in for 80 million quid, I'd take it. Bella's saying 60. So I think you get 80. I think I stand by 80. I think 80 is the fair price. Rinketic saying, why has hard work become a good trait now? And ain't that the standard? Yeah, do you know what? I actually agree with that. Hard work. I hear this all the time. He works hard. He's a professional footballer. He should be working. That should be the bare minimum. I agree with you on that point. I hear a lot of it. Oh, he works hard. I expect him to work hard. He's a Premier League football player. Like, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Guys in the chat, we've been going for literally half an hour as of now. Literally hit on it. Can we get 3 more likes? I was 1 subscriber from 2,400. Have we surpassed that? Because it would be handy. I was getting... My OCD was really kicking in. My phone's now trying to... Yeah, we got it. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed to me, man. It was... Yeah, it was getting to that stage where I was like... I have this real OCD thing. I like round numbers. I work in finance. This is what my real job. I work in finance, so I like round numbers. So when someone unsubscribed and I was 2399, I got my OCD just completely kicked in. I was like, someone just subscribe so it can go back to it. But yeah, thank you to whoever has just subscribed. Big up to you. I hope you're well. We're gonna whack on. We'll whack on. Let's put Thingy-Bob on now anyway. Just so we don't get absolute idiots on the show. We had that idiot at the beginning, but it's fine. They've gone. Da-da-da-dee-da, da-dee-da-dee-da. What am I doing? Why can't I see it? Oh, that's why I'm in the wrong thing. Let's go subscriber only mode for 1 minute. Let's do that. Mate, give you the privilege to sub for a sub away. Yeah, let's see. Who else is in the chat? Yeah, since you watch Espanyol, how is Valise performing there? Good question. Look, everyone, I get this a lot, right? Daigle speaks to me about it a lot. Sava and a few others in that group chat I'm in we talk about Valise a lot because I watch him. Look, for me, the problem with Valise, for me, he's playing in a team that doesn't suit what we play. So whatever he does there, for me, it's a bit nullified and a bit pointless, right? For me, you've got to go and, what I would say, play him in a team that plays a bit of football. Play a bit of football. Because Valise at the moment, he scored one goal. I was there when he scored it. It was a very, very good goal. So credit to him on the goal. But apart from that, I haven't seen anything from him that I go, I'm blown away. For me, I'll say it now. We'll have Valise for 2 or 3 more years, and then we'll sell him to an average La Liga side, like a Valladolid or someone like that, a Cadiz, a Vallecano, someone like that. He might actually get. Espanyol won't buy him now because they haven't got any money, but that's where he'll end up. He'll be at ours for a few years. We might get a little bit of money for him, or he goes on a free. But for me, I just don't see. And what worries me is the club see him as something part of the future. I don't know where though. How? He's old enough now playing professional football. He should be right now in and amongst the likes of a Solanke. Whilst Richarlison's injured on the bench, he wouldn't get a game right now. He's not good enough. But that's just what it is. It is what it is. You buy some and that don't work. But that unfortunately is my verdict to him. I'll talk about the other lad that's from ex-Spurs or is Spurs. He's still technically Spurs. He's on loan at Girona. Brian Hill. People get sick of me talking about Brian Hill, but for me, I think that was a player that we mistreated is maybe the wrong word, but you get the gist of what I mean. I think it was a player that for me that you looked at and went, do you know what? He can do something for us at this club. If you get it right. If you get it right with him, it will work. For me, I just don't understand why we didn't take him on a bit longer and give him the opportunity a bit more. I mean, everyone says about he had the opportunities. I don't think he did, personally. I think he had chances in games. But I tell you what, go and watch his highlights against Espanyol on Saturday. Go back and watch him. For me, that is a sort of winger I'd have loved at Tottenham. He's skillful, technical. He scored, he assisted. For me, I just think he would have fit actually this system quite well actually, in that sort of counter-attacking. I'd have liked him out on that left-hand side as a sort of a sunny. Here's a question. I'll ask you this, guys. Would you have had Brian Hill or Timo Werner? Serious question. If it meant that if we kept Brian Hill but didn't sign Werner, would you have been happy with that or not? For me, I would have had Brian Hill over Timo Werner personally. I think he's a better football player than Timo Werner. I just think people. He was one of those that got. He became part of that vacuum of players that we just sort of bought at a whim, but didn't have a plan for him. I think that's the key bit. We didn't go, do you know what? We're bringing in Brian Hill because of this. He's going to be this player because of that. We never really gave him that opportunity. Not physical enough for the Prem. I can understand it to a degree, but for me, I think physicality has warped. I think physicality, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion. It means diddly squat, really. I think physicality is now overshadowing quality. We want players like Timo Werner because they're physical. They can run fast, but they're not very good technically. I don't think we've got very many good technical players. I think Kulu's technically good. I think Madison's technically good. But after that, who in our team you would go, they're technically a very good football player. They've got a lot of technique about them. Big up Rinketic. Fun fact, in the summer, I said Samuel Dow is a better prospect than Bergvall. Spurs fans attacked me. Samuel Dow became the youth player in the Swedish division. No. Who did he plays for? Am I saying he plays for Roma, right? I feel like he plays. I feel like I'm doing a Roma save, FM save personally that I was asked to do a Roma save. Yeah, he's at Roma now, isn't he? I've just sent him out on loan in my save I've just done with Roma. Yeah, it rings a bell now. God, my football knowledge comes a lot from FM, by the way. That says it all. Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, okay. Um, Rinketic question. So why does Spurs fans always hype up their own players? Look, I don't think it's just. I don't think that falls under the breath of just Spurs fans. I think that's a little bit disingenuous. Not on the question, but I think it's not just. I think that happens a lot now, football wise. I think we've become a very cultured. We have to protect our own, like in a sense. Like we harp on and we talk on about our own players, and look, Arsenal fans do it all the time. All I hear is about how great Arsenal fans players are, yet they don't win anything. So I think it goes with it, right, for me. I think it goes with each with the swing of it all, right. Can we get one more like, by the way? We're on 19 likes. Come on, let's get that to 20 likes now. Come on, guys, let's do that. Let's do it for the culture. Let's get to 20 likes, and then I won't talk about it again, I promise. So, yeah, I think it happens a lot. I hear about how great everyone is from their own fan base, but you look and go, like, I hear about how world class Bukayo Saka is. Bukayo Saka's not world class. He's a very, very good football player. He's nowhere near world class yet. For me, you have to do it consistently every single season. Every single season. Winning trophies for being the reason you're winning trophies for your club. Like a Mo Salah. Mo Salah for me is world class. Mo Salah for Liverpool dragged Liverpool over the line in games. Won them tournaments. So that for me is relevant, right? I look at if I keep flicking around, Rodri. I mean, that's a silly argument. We all know Rodri's world class. That's not even a debate. Haaland, world class. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Alisson at Liverpool, world class goalkeeper. So for me, I think what we do this a lot though, as football fans, but of our own club. I hear all of our players are world class. All of our players are world class. Yet we lose to games we're losing games all the time. I think it's a coping mechanism. I think we're so tribalistic with football. We actually don't have the real conversations about football anymore, right? We don't sit there and have that debate. And I think that, and do you know what? It's so frustrating because I like to sort of portray my debating technique as like having that conversation with your mates down the pub. Before YouTube, before the internet, I mean, I was born in the internet era, but before we had the likes of social media, likes of Twitter, X, where we could sit there and debate with each other, we never used to have this. We used to be down the pub go, do you know what? I thought Maddison was world class today. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I thought Kulusevski was crap today. I thought Solanke needs to do a lot more. You used to, after a match, go down in the pub and do that. But you do it with everyone. Oh my God, how good was their winger lot today? He absolutely tore our left back, an absolute new one today. Who is he? He's a top player. You used to have that conversation. I feel like you can't have that anymore because it's all about protecting your own, saying your players are the best every 5 minutes, and then everyone else is crap. Hang on a minute. Like, I'm hearing Man City are awful now because we beat them. Hang on a minute. This is a Man City team that have won everything possible. What are we doing here? Yeah, they're in a bad bit of form, but everything has become so knee-jerk. Everything has been about the here and now-isms. Everything's about here and now-isms. Right. Let's make a diss track. Kulu is not crap. He's a good player. Come on, you know what I mean. But you get the point, right? And what I'm trying to make on this, the whole conversation just becomes about everything is so now. Everything's about now. Look, Spurs right now are playing good. We beat Man City, but things change in a week. in a week we could get battered to Roma and then get battered to Fulham, and then we all go back into that square again. For me, we miss being level. We've missed being balanced and constructive with it all. Everything's about yelling at each other and telling some people are right and some people are wrong. Bella's. Oh yeah, so I think because we're starved for a star player. We don't have a star player right now. We don't. The last star player at our football club was Harry Kane. That was it for me. The last player I went, he's elite. Harry Kane's elite. And what I will say about Harry Kane, the one thing with him, he stayed far too long. I think he stayed way too long at this football club. Maybe he stayed out of loyalty or whatever. But for me, I think he stayed far too long at this football club. So yeah, that for me is that's for me how I see it right now. I just think we're a good team at the moment. We can be a great team once we get a little bit more consistency, a little bit more urgency. I think that for me is how we win. We start winning over people like myself who are critical of the manager. People that are critical of the manager work when, like that. I think that for me is how it works. We can be critical, and we can also be apologetic if things do go wrong. Look, I'll say this now: if Spurs can go undefeated now to January, I'll go, do you know what? We've turned a corner now. We've turned a corner. I see what this manager is doing. I can get behind it. But what I'm also not going to do is I'm not going to, when we win one game of football like we did on Saturday, go, hang on a minute, we've won, we're great. Because I know how we've done this before. We've done this so many times. Like, do you know what I mean? There's so many players that for me are just inconsistent. So, for me, great. Keep it up. That's what I want to see. I just want to see us keep winning games because I want to see us getting to finals. Go and beat Man United under their new manager in the Carabao Cup. Go and win that. Go and beat Roma. Go 12 points in the Europa League, meaning that you only need to get a win and a draw. If we beat Roma on Thursday, that puts us in a position where you go, do you know what? We only need to get 4 more points to be secure in that top 8. 4 points, and then we've got Rangers, who are awful. We should be beating Rangers. Hoffenheim, who are having a nightmare of a season in Germany. They did just beat Leipzig the other day. And then Wolfsburg, who we should be beating, right? We should be beating those 3. So, for me, the Roma game, get the result, and then it's fundamentally nearly done, right? Nearly done. You're one win and a draw away from being locked in. Get to that last game. If you can get to that last game already in that competition, happy days, right? Happy days. That's all I'll say. It's all good. Let me just catch up with some of these. Big up Donna Cullen. I see you in the chat. Of course you are. Big up to you. Not the first today, though. Phil P. Blah, blah, blah. Big up Lewis K. I think there's an argument maybe Son also being a star player when he was in his prime. Yeah, when Son was in his prime. At the moment, Son is not for me a star player anymore. He was. Son has done absolutely wonders for this football club. But right now, he's not. I think he's a star when it comes to name, not on quality now. And that's not me dissing Heung-min Son, because Son has done so much for his football club. And he's one of those that goes down as a Spurs legend at the end of it. Don't care what anyone says. Son will be a legend at this football club at the end of this, when he does finally hang his boots up or leave the club. Right now, though, he's not a star on the pitch, if that makes sense. So don't get my wording wrong, but that's what I meant. I listened to Graham Potter on a podcast, and he said Brighton are a good team because they have Lallana and the Welbecks. Yeah, they've got James Milner now, haven't they? So Lallana, Welbeck, Lallana. They've got... What Brighton have done really, really well is they've got a load of youth that have come from far and wide, all around the world, and sprinkled just a little bit of quality and expertise. They brought in the likes of James Milner, Adam Lallana, Danny Welbeck's. These are players that have played at big clubs. Maybe their longevity's slowed down, but they know they've been there, done it, right? Been there, done it. And I think someone made a great point when they brought in James Milner. When they did bring in James Milner, Brighton were in Europe for the first time. What a sensible signing to go and bring in someone that has been there and won it. The big trophies in Europe. Bring him into the club. Such good bit. I think it's such a good one. Big up Keith Shields. One win doesn't make a season. It's now down to the players and the manager to be consistent. We can build on that and move the team forward. Mate, that comment just there, bang on the money. I can't argue with that, right? I can't argue with that. You're spot on. One win doesn't change anything for me. Never will change anything for me. But go and beat Roma. Go and beat Fulham. Go and beat Bournemouth. Go and get the next 3 games. Go and win all 3 of them. And you go, do you know what? Something is going to happen here. I can see something happening. But that's the key bit for me. Rinketti saying Hoffenheim got a new coach who played good football, and SPURS are destroying teams in the Europa League. We should be beating both. I get that. I get your point. I get your premise, but we should be winning both those games. Let's be fair. We should be getting to SPURS at the end and not having to worry that the game that we should be locked in. We should be able to go and play the likes of Bergvall, Gray, Lancashire, Moore, a couple of other youngsters, give them a debut. We should be getting to that last home game in it. We should have already been qualified. We should be qualified, and then you can do that, right? That's the bit for me. Go and win the next 2, or 3, sorry, next 3, Roma, Rangers, and Hoffenheim. So that's 9 points. Would be left on 18. That would qualify us. That's what I would do, personally. Win the next 3 and you're sorted, right? Come on, guys, get your questions in. We're going to go for another, 10 or so more minutes? Yeah, give it just short of 10 minutes, maybe. That would be absolutely amazing if you could do that. That would be lovely. Also, guys, just remember, make sure you go over. I'll pop the link into the chat. If you could kindly go over and like the stream at 3 o'clock UK time. 3 o'clock UK time, we will be doing the first of Perchy to Glory. Can I stream it earlier or later? I can. What time, Rinketti? I can't really do it any bit later, though. If I do, I don't want to go early because it will clash with this one. So, what I'll do, it will be there, though, mate. It will be there so you can watch it, right? If that makes sense. So, I'll put the link in there. Guys, if you can go over there and smash the like button over there. There's the link. Go over there. Hit the like button on there. That'd be lovely. Yeah, mate, I'll try and do them to accommodate for people that do want to watch it, right? And before we do, let me just double check on the channel. I'm going to check which team it is, right? Which team will it be? Let's go to the community page. Wow. By the way, let me see if I'll share that. Let's just share my... Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. It won't let me for some reason. Anyway, I don't know why it's not working. Let me go to my community page quickly. So my community page, the team that we will be is going to be Tottenham. 61% have voted. If you want to try and sway the vote, make sure you go to the community page, search for it. It will be on there. And if you want to sway the vote, it's 61% Tottenham, 14% Wolves, 7% Espanyol, 18% Hamburg. So at the moment, majority of you wanted me to watch Tottenham, so manage Tottenham. There's my community page link. I'll pop that in there. Go and check it out. Go and check all my community pages. There's loads of stuff on there. Thank you very much. Look, I'm gonna finish shortly. We've got 23 likes at the moment. Can we get 2 more? That would be amazing if we can get 2 more to 25. Will be great. We got 1 subscriber today. Can we get a couple more? We've got 2,400. That'll be lovely. That's lovely. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look, I will wrap it up now. We're going to finish now. On that note, I just want to say, I'll see you guys over about 3 o'clock UK time, 4 o'clock my time, and we will do a nice long Football Manager stream. It'll be really, really chilled, right? The Football Manager stream. Keith has just slipped in going, I wonder if the recent gossip on Grealish is coming to us might have gathered some pace for real after him watching us on Saturday. I'm sure he'd love to play for Ange. I don't think that has a bearing, personally. I don't think things like that have a bearing. Players don't look at that as a bearing. I don't think they look and go, well, 1 game, I'm going to go to Tottenham now because of 1 game. I don't see people doing that, personally. Look, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I think it's redirected over, so make sure you hit Perchy Raid. I want to see Perchy Raid in the chat. Thank you very much, guys. Look, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll see you guys at 3 o'clock UK time. We're going to have a real chilled Football Manager stream. I'm going to get it all set up. Thank you very much, guys. On that note, have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy it. Whatever you're up to, thank you very much for coming along. Been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. On that note, take care, and I will see you later on. Peace out.